But we're going to Calgary now because we don't have them for a long time, but I know we'll have them for a great time. Rod Black joining us from the World Women's Hockey Championship. How you doing, Roddy?
Roderick, how are you doing, my man?
100%, my friend. What facility are you in there?
So we're at Winsport, Calgary Olympic Park. That's where the Women's World Hockey Championship, which was supposed to start in Halifax back in 2019, was postponed till the spring of 2020. Then was postponed, 2020 this spring, postponed to 2021 this spring. And so now we're here getting ready to start. We have preliminary games today. The tournament actually starts in earnest on Friday. So it's a beautiful facility. Unfortunately, as you know, we become accustomed to in most sporting events, there are no fans right now. They're hoping to get fans by maybe the medal round for sure.
That would be nice. And now that we go to full screen, I can see more of it behind your back. That is where the World Junior camps have been held and the red and white games we've watched on TSN and streaming and so forth. So Gord Miller's warmed up your seat for you is what I'm gathering. You'll be using the same booth as 240 Gordy's.
Yeah, well, again, I think we're really close to the ice, which is really nice. But again, I am kind of lonely, and we've been in a bubble. I haven't been in a bubble yet. I know we were talked, Rod, last year about, and I still think, there was a very good chance that should have probably happened, is that there should have been a bubble and an opportunity for the CFL last year. Thank goodness we have the CFL with fans. I mean, I think this thing is pretty logical as we move along here. And I know the variant is causing some distress around the world, but, if you have proof of vaccination, and you test negative, there should be a chance that you should go to a sporting event, and let's hope that happens a little bit more. But again, it is kind of lonely. It's going to be kind of weird, honestly, calling games with no fans in the stands.
Well, these things like where you're at remind me that we are unfortunately nowhere near the end of this. We are still in a pandemic, i.e. you're playing the World Women's Hockey Championship in August. But what's the storylines, Rod? Why should we be watching this? What's of most interest to you?
Yeah, well, I think there's the one storyline is obvious. What will this game look like? These women, unfortunately, haven't been able to play for a couple of years, many of them. I think the game will be great. I think they'll shake off some rust. It'll be like what we see in the CFL. Yeah, it'll be scrambly at first, maybe a little sloppy, but they're highly trained athletes. They're the best in the world. The second storyline is certainly Canada's redemption. It's been 2 long years since they captured a bronze medal. Never before had Canada finished that low at the World Hockey Championship. So a chance to get some redemption here against Finland. They're playing Finland today, and then they start the tournament on Friday. And they didn't have Marie-Philippe Poulin. She was injured last time. She only played a little bit. They got a young team, a lot of young players. For all you Saskatchewan fans, Emily Clark's a big part of this team. She is such a great young player and has got some experience as well, obviously, being part of a world championship experience. But, Canada's redemption is a storyline. United States, they've been the juggernaut. They've won 9 of the last 11, 8 of the last 9, 5 in a row. They're really good, but they've got some young players. And I think Finland's a storyline too, Rod. I mean, I honestly think they were robbed 2 years ago. If you just got to go back and watch it. I mean, they won the gold medal, had to wait 12 minutes for a review that I still can't get over, why they reviewed that. And they said there was goalie interference. So they're back. The only problem with them is, one of the best goalies in the world isn't with them right now. A lady named Noora Ratu, who has kept them in games, helped them beat Canada in the semifinals, arguably helped them win against the United States and would have given a country a gold medal on their home ice. So I think they're a little bitter too. I do think it's going to be Canada and the United States again in the final. And hopefully by that time we'll have fans. But I think those are kind of the main storylines. And here's the other one is we've got a lot of teams we've never seen before, like Hungary's here. Japan, has been at the World Championships. Sweden is not here for the first time in a long time, which means that, we've got 10 teams, 3 continents, 250 players, and we've got no spectators. But it's all good, and we're getting a chance to at least put this tournament on, and we're getting a chance to see the best female hockey players in the world.
It's interesting you talk about the review and losing the gold over that. Somebody said to me, that's worse than the 13th man. You thought you won, and then it's ripped out of your hands, right? And it might be worse than that. Chris Bird is watching in Ontario. He says, I fully expect these women's worlds will be great games. Many players have been playing in the NWHL and PWHA during the pandemic, so I'm sure the hockey will be great. Rod, listen, and before I let you go, and I don't want your arms to fall off, there were people last week saying, where's Rod Black? He's not calling. Who's that?
There's Cheryl Pounder.
Cheryl.
There you go. She's getting ready to go to work. There she goes. Sorry.
She does a great job. But Rod, people are like,
yeah, she's awesome.
They're like, what's up with Rod Black? He's not doing CFL games this week. Did you take the week off? People were worried about you, my man.
Honestly, we had to be in a quarantine, man. We've been in this bubble. And so, we're back at it on Labor Day. But yeah, I mean, I really missed last week. I loved opening week. The games, having the CFL back is like, welcoming back a long-lost family member. It's been fabulous, and so many great storylines with the quarterbacks, with the fine play of some teams out of the gate, and quite frankly, with some of the not-so-good play of teams that we expected better from, including the teams in Alberta and including the team in Hamilton. So, I'll be watching this weekend again, and the next couple of weeks, I'm in the hockey world, but certainly getting ready for Labor Day for sure.
Well, I've enjoyed the TSN broadcast. I've enjoyed the aerial shots of the stadiums. It looks amazing. But I wanted to point out, if you didn't know, that you were missed, Rod. So enjoy the hockey. We look forward to seeing you back in a CFL stadium soon. And thanks for the time today, my man.
Yeah. Anytime. Hey, guys, I'm in a bubble. We got a game at noon, so I've got some time now. But I'm really beyond hockey. We can only go from the hotel to the rink, and I'm in a great city like Calgary. And I can't even go to a restaurant or maybe the library where I like to spend a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to be here. I'm just glad that we've got the Women's World Hockey Championship back on Canadian soil. So
we'll
thanks, Rod. Look forward to it. And we'll talk to you soon.
You bet, buddy. Thank you. Rod Black from Calgary. And, hey, it's 11:11. Make a wish.
Oh, no.
You don't have a coffee.
It's being made.
Of course it is.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.